Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey. How y'all doing this morning? Double tapping on my screen as y'all come into the room. Please show me some love. Show me some love. Show me some grace this morning, man. I'm telling you guys, my apologies. My sincere apologies. Y'all, I'm telling you, the devil be so busy. So busy, man. Here I am. I'm in devotion. We just had the beautiful devotion. Everything was rocking and rolling how it's supposed to be in devotion. What a beautiful word, man. We was over there in the book of Galatians. Everything was so perfect. Got into our prayer, got into our meditation, dropped our affirmations, did all of that, right? Even talked about all the stuff that we got going on, you know what I'm saying, this week. Did all of that. Thank you so much, Michelle. Appreciate you coming in and already blessing me up. Did all of that just for me to get out of devotion. This how he be working though. Just for me to get out of devotion. Y'all, none of my stuff was ready for this morning. I'm telling you, this was the kicker. After I sat there and made sure last night, because one thing about your girl is I'm going to study. I am going to study. I am going to prepare, right? I'm going to study. I'm going to prepare. I am a studier, right? That's me. That's your girl. I'm a studier, ER, big ER on the end of that. I'm going to get to it. So here I am sitting up last night and I'm getting to it. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I'm going to have everything ready for the day, all of that or whatever, just for me to get up and it was gone. Just for me to get up and it was gone. Don't know what it was doing. Don't know how it was moving. None of that. It was just gone. Right. So now here we are. And I had to go back. I remember I had to go back and I had to find Lily. Listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. Let me get some love going this morning, though. Let me get some love going this morning. At least what I did do is I remember my topic and I remember the story that I decided that I was going to do today. So we going to do that. We going to do that. You know what I'm saying? We going to do that and we going to keep on going. You know what I'm saying? And then, hey, I can't do nothing about it. Right. And one thing's for sure, two things for certain is I cannot allow that to stop me from giving a word on today. I got so much word in me. Trust me when I tell you, hey, it's going down today. Y'all gonna learn something today. You're gonna learn something today. It's happening today. Just know that. Had my board updated. Y'all see my board? Then updated my board. I was so ready for today. I was so ready for the board. I did this like way before devotion came in here. Got my board together and everything. I was so ready. I just knew that my notes was in there. I just knew my notes was in there. Came in there, got my board updated, did all of that. It is what it is. She said, I love to see this. Got my workout in. You got your workout in this morning? Congrats. That's what's up. Congrats, that's what's up. I'm super proud of everybody that is still rocking and rolling, getting up and getting active every single day, because mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and emotional health, it most definitely matters. Thank you so much, Gigi McGross, for that first badge over there on the gram. If we can go ahead and get 9 more badges on the gram so we can reach our 10 badge goal, let's get into that real quick over there. Over here on the Book of Many Faces, y'all already at 820. Thank you guys so much. Okay, Crystal Love, let me go ahead and pin it. My bad, sis. Got that pinned over there for you guys over there on the Book of Many Faces. Thank you, Purple Flowers 93. Double tapping on my screen over here. Thank you, Benny Simpson. Cousin came through this morning. Let's get to it. We ain't even dropped the word cousin. We ain't even worried about the devil today, baby. We're going to go ahead. We're going to get right on past that. This word going to be this word. God going to show up and do what he do best. That's what we're going to do. So that's what we stepping out in today. Baby, we got to step out in faith. That's all I got. All I got is faith this morning, baby. I'm telling you that right now. All I got is faith this morning. We're going to make it do what it do. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to keep it going right on just like that. What's up, Latoya Lane? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Appreciate you so much. It just says, it's my. Appreciate that love that's going. Let's get up to 10K, because 10K is our starting goal over there on the Great Tickety Talk. Do me a favor and hit that share button as well. Man, my energy still going to be my energy. I'm going to still be happy. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Xavier. I appreciate you. Why? Because I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm in my right mind. You know what I'm saying? Activities of my limbs. I'm still able to share this moment, this space with you guys. So, baby, even if we don't do nothing but sit here and exchange beautiful energy, the job is done, right? The job's still done. Thank you so much, Tammy. The job's still done, baby. We out here together. We out here together, and we're just praising and worshiping the Most High God, acknowledging him, his power, his presence, and everything it is that he do in our life on a regular regular basis. So one time for Big God, if you're excited about just simply being here this morning amongst your sisters and brothers in Christ, if you're excited right now, just saying, just having the activities of your limbs, being clothed in your right mind on this morning, double tapping on each one of the screens, go ahead and let that love flow right on through the screen. Let that love flow right on through the screen, double tapping on that screen. One of the things that I started telling you guys on Sunday, right? It's the same thing that I got planned for this week, but we're going to pop out with a different story all week. Oh, yeah. He been dealing with me with that. I tried to go back into grace, but couldn't get into grace because I had so much that he gave me on spot on Sunday. So I said, man, I got to finish this up. But see, I believe in allowing God to do what God does, right? So our topic this week is going to be coming out. Our topic this week is going to be coming out because there's so many people that are still in. Even though you wake up and you pray every day, you still in. Even though you fasting and you're studying your word, you are still in. There are still parts of you that you have not let go just yet. And I know that's why I told y'all to give me some love before I got started, because I know some of y'all toes gonna be hurting by the end of this message, right? Especially when the notes go missing. When the notes go missing, then y'all already know how he gonna come through. When the notes go missing, you already know how this gonna happen right here. Thank you so much, Candace Bash. I appreciate you, sis. You and Benny Simpson, y'all weren't playing this morning. I'm coming out, baby. Hello, I'm coming out. So with that being said, it's like we're doing all this fasting, all this praying, all this worshiping, but then we still got parts of our life that we have refused to let go, parts of our life that we're still holding on to, parts of our life that we just playing games with, right? We keep laying with it, we keep tussling with it, we keep going back to it. And what I'm telling you is, until you let that thing go, you won't be coming out. You have to destroy that thing before that thing destroy you. That's red ink right there. You have to do what, coach? You want to have to destroy that thing before that thing destroys you. You're not going to experience. Thank you so much, Michelle. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all going off over there. I appreciate y'all. I want you to understand. You have to destroy that thing before that thing destroys you. And we know this to be true because we just did 2 weeks ago. We did the studying on Samson, right? Samson continued to play with the enemy. Play with the enemy, laying with the enemy, over there befriending the enemy, running back and forth with the enemy, so much so that Samson messed around and did what? He fell in love with the enemy. Understand me? So much, he fell in love with the enemy. Can you imagine this real quick? Falling in love with the enemy, and so deep in love that you're concerned about them. You know what I'm saying? You're concerned about what they see in you or how they feel about you. And I don't want this to miss you, so let me run that back to you real quick. Remember when he said, after he fell for Delilah, right? The thing of that's the way she got him to tell her what it was. She said, how is it that you say that you love me, but you won't confide in me? How is it that you say that you love me, but you keep playing this game with me? He loved her so much that he wanted to prove his love to her by telling her the truth. After she had wore him down, after she had emotionally manipulated him, after she had did all of that and nagged him with this over and over and over again, he wanted to prove something to the enemy. Can you imagine how far gone, how deep in your mess that you really gotta be to want to prove something to the enemy? Oh no, y'all don't want to talk about that. They like, coach, no, That's one of the ones y'all don't want to talk about. Y'all don't want to talk about that, huh? Y'all don't want. Can I talk about that? Can I talk about it though, Lily? I know some people. Talk about it, Crystal. Crystal said, yeah, talk about that part. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all see where I'm going with this right here? Y'all see where I'm going with this right here? Y'all, Samson went outside of his way. Come on, Kira, listen to this, sis. He ruined his life. Understand me? Because he was trying to prove something to the enemy. How many of y'all right now gonna say ouch and say, wait a minute, because you did too much on that part right there? I don't have no notes this morning, so I gotta give y'all notes as they come to me. I'm giving y'all fresh off the press. Understand me? This is what you're doing right now. You're going outside of your way trying to prove something to the enemy. You're bending over backwards trying to prove something to the enemy. Understand me? You're ruining your own life trying to prove something to the enemy. You're ruining your own joy. You're ruining your own peace. You're ruining your own good sleep because you're going outside of your way. Thank you so much, Jasmine, right? Going outside of your way trying to prove something to the enemy. You're doing the same exact thing that Samson did. did. And this is the reason why I tell you guys that you guys have to put yourselves inside of the scriptures, because it's nothing new up under the sun. Everything that we are experiencing, Denise, has already been experienced before. We're not dealing with no new struggles. We're not dealing with no new trials. We're not dealing with no new stuff. All of this stuff is already inside of the scriptures. But if you don't open up the book, then you will never know that it's there. Samson's issue was he was over there, understand me, trying to prove something to the enemy. And I'm here this morning to let you know that, baby, that right there, that's a waste of your time. That's a waste of your good energy. That's a waste of everything that's you, your attention, your everything. It's a waste. It's just a big old waste, because you cannot convince somebody that's already convinced, somebody who already made up their mind that this is who and what you are. Understand me? You cannot convince somebody, right, who's already made up their mind that you're going to be the villain, that you're going to be the bad guy. You cannot convince somebody who's already made up their mind that they're the victim and you did all of this to me, you're hurting me, you're doing this to me, doing that to me. Because keep in mind the mindset of Delilah. Keep in mind the mindset of Delilah. You trying to get me to prove my love to you. Well, you ain't got no real love to me. You don't have no real love or no real loyalty towards me at all. Understand me? That's exactly what you guys look like when you're going outside of your way, breaking your back, sacrificing yourself, your finances, and everything that's good and connected to you. Every single time that you go outside of your way and you go do that for somebody that the relationship is not even reciprocal. They don't even love you like how you love them. Matter of fact, you love them and they don't even like you. If we're going to be real about it, don't you just say ouch. Just say ouch and just move on. Understand me? Because I'm going to be real. I'm going to be raw. I'm going to be very much authentic. That's all I know how to be. Understand me? I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you. I'm not going to play nice with this. Half of the folk that you love don't even like you. Understand me? They don't need yet. They could care less. And here you are doing all of these things, right? She over here and she's emotionally manipulating this man to be able to get what she wants. The relationship was all based on her own personal gain. It had nothing to do with love at all. It had nothing to do with love, nothing to do with nothing to do with her caring at all. It was all about, I want to get my pieces of silver. Understand me? Run me my coins, run me my coins, run me my funds. That's the only thing that she was really concerned about. And you got folks in your life, even right now today, that you're doing your best to hold on to. And as long as you're holding on to them, they got you over here in the cave, baby. Let me draw my cave card. I ain't put my cave on there. Well, this is my cave right here. This is the cave. They got you stuck inside of that cave. As long as you holding on to that stuff, to the things over here that got your heart, that you're, familiar, the generational curses, as long as these things right here got a hold on you in some type of way, as long as you're connected to these particular things, you will always stay right here. As long as you are over here connected to these things got a hold on you, then you will always stay over here inside of the cave. This is a cave, but the crazy thing about it is this right here. Now, I need for y'all to fully understand this. This is the door. Understand me, this is the door. This is the cave and this is the door. This is the cave, this is the door. The problem is you guys are still holding on to things inside of here, and until you let those things go, you can't exit. You can't walk out of there, understand me, with that on you. You have to be willing to surrender it all. You have to be willing to cut ties with it all. You have to be willing to separate yourself from it all. So you have to destroy that thing, right, before that thing actually destroys you. So if you're tired of living in that type of lifestyle, if you're tired of dealing with that type of drama, that type of chaos, if you're tired of that type of foolishness, you have to make up your mind and say, oh baby, I'm coming out. This is my day to do what? This is my day to come out. This is my day to exit. This is my day to leave all of this stuff right here. I'm willing to leave all of this behind to go into my new. And one thing I like about the new, when you walking out this door right here, Kim, watch this. You see how I got it all boxed up right here? Now I can't turn it around, but these words up here say this right here. All your stuff, put the R up there. All your stuff is waiting on you. All of your stuff is waiting on you. All your stuff is waiting on you. All your stuff is waiting on you. All you got to do is come out. All you got to do is turn all of that loose, right? And the moment that you do, all your stuff is over here waiting on you. The reason why you don't have your stuff is because you're so afraid to come out. You got to be willing to walk away from it. You got to be willing to do a full surrender. He says, I want it all. This is not something that you can, I see you praying, I see you fasting, I see you worshiping, I see you studying, I see you doing all of those things, but you're still not giving me all. Understand me. I see you. Yeah, come on, can we be real? Walk in victory. Let's be real. I want to talk to your heart real quick, right? So we do a lot of fasting, a lot of praying, a lot of worshiping, but that's still not your all. I want you to give me your all, because the moment that you surrender to me your all is the moment that you're going to experience overflow in your life. That's the moment that you're going to experience breakthrough in your life. That's the moment that you're going to see life happen for you in a way that you never thought in a million years that it was going to happen for you. But you have to be willing to do what? Surrender it all. And we have a problem with that. We'll give up the stuff that we don't want, right? We don't have no problem with that. That's too little. That's too big. I don't use that anymore. That's out of style. That's dated. Don't nobody wear that no more. You're so willing to give away the stuff that you don't need, right? The stuff that you don't want. But God is like, I don't want your trash. Give me the best of you. Let me show you what I can do with the best of you. You want to keep giving me stuff that you don't want. Understand me. You keep wanting to give me stuff that you don't want. You don't even want that. It's not going to bother you to sacrifice that. It's not going to bother you for to give that up or you to move away from that. That ain't going to bother you. I want you to, give me what you know that you want. Make it a real sacrifice. And we know that this to be true, right? We know this to be true because is that not what happened with Abraham and Isaac? Is that not the same? He didn't go over there and say, Abraham, give me your cattle. That would have been too easy, right, Candace? If he would have went out there and said, Abraham, give me your best sheep. I want your best sheep. Understand me? I want your best sheep. Abraham would have went out there with the quickness, right, Christina? And bought the best sheep, the fattest sheep, the sheep with the best cover of wool. He'd have brought that to him just like that. It wouldn't have been no time. It wouldn't have been a struggle at all. I can give you that sheep and I can give you the offspring of that sheep if you wanted to, Lord. Understand me? With the quickness, it wouldn't have been a problem. But when he says, give me Isaac, give me the thing that you begged about, that you prayed about, that you fasted about, the thing that you thought that you would never ever have. Because keep in mind, Abraham and Sarah, they was of age and she was barren. She wasn't even supposed to have any children. Understand me? So all of a sudden you experience this big old miracle where you have this kid and now you walking your kid up the side of the mountain, right? To get all the way up there to the very top of it. And now God is asking you, I don't want your stuff that you don't want. I want the thing that you do want. I want to know, are you really serious? Are you really committed? I want to know, can I really trust you? I want to know that if I put you into a position of preparation, of refinement, of sharpening, if you will come out there shining like a diamond. I want to know if you will come out, understand me, brighter than what you did when you went in. I need to know where your heart is really at, Abraham. And Abraham taking Isaac up there, right? And taking Isaac up there and preparing the altar and placing him up there, getting ready to place him up there was a great example of not only am I willing to give you my cattle, not only am I willing to give you this or this, I'm willing to give you the thing that I love the most. I'm willing. She said, hey, you got me hyped. Hey, now, come on, that's me and you both, baby. We outside together. Hey, I'm willing to give you what I love the most. You have to be willing to surrender it all. If you want God to move in your life in this season of your life, you have to be willing to surrender it all. You have to be willing, understand me, you have to exercise crazy faith. I want y'all to put that inside my chat real quick. Crazy faith. This is the season of crazy faith. You need to walk out of 2025 with crazy faith. Baby, understand me, stepping out
every step that you take in faith is a step that you're taking closer and closer to the Most High God. Every single time that you take a step out in faith, you're taking a step out, getting closer and closer to God. Why? Because you're not moving off of your own intellect. You're not moving off of your own strength. When you step out in faith, you're stepping out and you're trusting Him. When you step out in faith, understand me, you're laying yourself down, your will down, everything about you, you laying that down, and you saying, oh, I trust you. Even though it don't look like how I wanted to look, I trust you. Even though it's not doing what I thought that it was going to do at this time, I still trust you. Even though everybody is standing around and they're laughing in my face and they're judging me the same way they was judging Noah when Noah was out there building the ark, the same way they're laughing at me. Come on, the same way that they was laughing at Noah when he was out there building the ark. They pointing their fingers at me. They're murmuring and they're doing all of that the same way they was doing when Noah was out there building that ark. But I still trust you. I still believe in you. I still trust and know that you will be a protector, a provider, a way maker, a vindicator in my life. And every single time that you step out there with that crazy faith, you're going to start to see crazy things happen. Oh, yeah, see, it's all about what you believe. It's all about what you believe in your life. It's not about what somebody else believes. Hear me when I say that. Your life is not based on what somebody else believes about your life. Hear me. They could, Pick your life. Let me say it one more time for the folk. I got folk in the balcony today. Hold on. Listen, balcony people. Let me tell you, your life is not based on what other people think about your life. Your life is based on what you think about your life. Understand me. It's not about, they can say no all day long. Understand me. They can say no. They can dig ditches. They can plot and they can plan and they can go out there and they can slander. They can do all of that. But when God is for you, it's more than a whole entire world being against you. Understand me. They can do all of that to you and you can still win. You can still win. That's not going to stop anything. The only way that you lose is if you start buying in or eating up the lies that they're serving you. If you start taking in all the negativity that they speaking to you, if you start living by the negativity that they speaking to you, if you start embracing that, if you start entertaining that, if you start going back and forth with them with that, you just did what? You just gave place to the enemy. Understand me. The moment that you start entertaining that stuff that they're saying and that they're doing is the moment that you do what? You give place to the enemy. Nowhere inside of the scripture did it ever say that Noah stopped working on his boat, right? To go over there or stop working on the ark to go over there to try to convince folk, oh, I really need you to pick up the wood. I really need you to pass me the hammer. I really need you to help me gather these animals. Nowhere in that scripture does it ever say that Noah went out there to beg them folk, to convince them folk, to bribe them folk, to buy in with them folk. He never went over there to do any of that. And that's the mentality that we got to have right now today. You got to learn how to leave folk right there where they at. If you going to go, go. If you going to do. And if you ain't, get out the way. Friend, that's it. If you're going to go, go. If you're going to do. And if you ain't, get out the way. Understand me. Because you ain't stopping nothing. You ain't slowing up nothing. You ain't pausing nothing. It's going to be exactly what it's going to be. All I need you to do is get out the way. That's it. I don't need no distractions. I don't need nobody tugging at me. I don't need nobody calling my name and doing all of that. If you're going to go, go. If you're going to do. And if you're not, then get out the way. Period, point blank. And this is the mentality that we have to adopt, right? We have to set into that mentality that I'm not going to let nothing or nobody separate me from my assignment. I'm not going to let nothing or nobody separate me from what God has called me to do. I don't care what it is that y'all got going on. I don't care what it is that nobody else believe in. I don't care what it is that nobody else feel. That's between you and your God, because everybody have their own individual path. You got to work out your own soul salvation. The same way I got to go before God for me, you got to go before God for yourself. Don't worry about me. Keep your eyes on your own paper, on your own life. Stay focused on your own journey. Don't spend your time worrying about what somebody else doing and how somebody else living and what somebody else got going on over there in their life, because I promise you that right there, that's nothing but a distraction for you. And a lot of times you get caught up in what somebody else got going on in their life, so much so you don't even realize that they over there running amok in yours. You don't even realize that it was just a distraction for the enemy to come in and rob you blind in your own life. And you were so busy in somebody else's stuff that you didn't even realize that yours was missing. You don't realize it until you go look for it. Come on now. You have to be willing to come out. You have to be willing to surrender. You have to be willing to give it up. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes it be your own children. Sometimes you have to surrender your children. Sometimes you have to give them back to God. Understand me. Sometimes it be your own children. I want to just talk to y'all this morning. Sometimes it be your own children. Sometimes you have to surrender them back to God. Because no matter what it is that you do, they don't see it. No matter how much it is that you give, they don't see it. No matter how much you talk to them and tell them how much you love them, no matter how many times you come and save them and do this and save them and do that, they'll never appreciate it. They'll never honor it. They still look at you and still try to make it seem as though you're not good enough, or like you're not worthy enough, or like, you were still a bad this and still a bad that. And sometimes you have to do what? You have to step all the way away from it, and you have to surrender them back to God. Understand me. I've done all that I could do in the body. I've been there. I've supported. I've shown up. I've given and given and given to the point where I don't have nothing else left to give. Understand me. And what you do at that moment, you surrender it, and you allow God to do what God is going to do. Sometimes it be your mother. Sometimes it be your father. As much as you want to, because you got that good heart and that kind spirit, and because you are so loving, you want to be the one to take care of mama. You want to be the one to take care of daddy, and then you don't trust brother and sister to do it because they ain't never cared about nobody but themselves. They ain't never came through for nobody but themselves. They so self-absorbed that it don't make no sense. And so here you are over there struggling with it, right? Here you are going outside of your way, altering your life, altering your responsibility. Understand me, to make sure that mama got food on the table, to make sure that mama got clean clothes, to make sure that mama still got a roof over her head, to make sure mama make it to her appointments, to make sure daddy get everything that he needs, and somebody's checking on him as well. Now here you are going over there, going all outside of your way, and then all they see and all they say to you is how so-and-so. They don't even ask you how you doing, but they ask about the one that never come. They got so much concern about the one that ain't never there. Understand me, so much love for the one that ain't never there, that when you come, and even though you making this sacrifice every single week, you over there and you doing all of these things, you footing the bill for everything to make sure everything is rocking and rolling in their life. The only conversation that they want to give you is about the sibling, the sibling that ain't there. Oh, well, I just wish they would just, baby, I would wish you would ask me how my day going. I can't tell you how they going because I'm not them, but never ask you about you. Understand me. I want to be real. I just want to be real with y'all. I just want to be real. This is the type of stuff that actually be going on for real, for real. This is the stuff that folks be experiencing on a regular basis for real, for real. This ain't just no gibberish. This is real life story right here. Because some of y'all like, wait, ain't nobody doing, oh yes, more than what you think. Folk is struggling with this every single day. People are crying about this every single day. Folks is laid up on the therapist's couch and getting coaching sessions concerning this every single day. Why? Because after years and years and years of being treated this way, this is built up trauma. This is things that make you feel unseen. These are things that make you feel devalued. These are things that make you feel unworthy. These are things that make you feel like nobody cares, like you're all alone, like you in this world by yourself, and the only thing that people want from you is to be able to use you and abuse you. And you good when you give it, but when you not giving, nobody sees you. You good when you showing up and you making a way, but then when there's no way to be made and nothing going on, then they back to ignoring you all over again. That's traumatic. That hurt. Let's be real, that hurt. I'm only good for my help. When you need my help, then I'm good. But after you get the help, then I'm back out on the outs again. Thank you so much, Krista. I appreciate that love. That CA this morning. Oh yeah. I'm good when I'm helping, but when you don't need no help, then I don't hear from nobody. Understand me? And it's in these situations that I'm telling you that you guys, we have to learn how to do what? Surrender that to God. I'm going to surrender you back to God. That's all I can do. Understand me? Because I'm not going to continuously hurt myself. I'm not going to continuously, I'm not doing that. I'm not walking myself like a dog. I'm not putting myself in no situation where I'm constantly being hurt by the same people over and over again, I'm not going to do that right there. If you are so concerned about that individual or those individuals, let them come and do it. Let them come and handle it. Understand me, sometimes you got to step all the way up out the way. You have to surrender it all the way over there to them folk that they think so highly of. If you believe for 1 second, for a skinny minute, that they're going to do it, let's let them do it. Let's give them that responsibility. Let's place that right there on their plate. Thank you so much, Nicole. If you think them streets love you like how you think that they love you, let the streets have you then. Go on out there, and when something happens, don't call me, call the streets. Call them folk that you think so highly of. Oh, yeah. You like smiling and grinning up in other folks' face. You like being in other folks' text messages. You over there sending them sweet nothings to folk, and then you tell them, hey, go on out there with them folk. If you think that they can love you better than me, if you think that they got the happy that you looking for, go on out there with them individuals, and then they get out there and they get mad as all get out. Why? Because they find out that you're not easy to replace like how they thought that you was, right? They thought that they could go find another you and then realize that nobody could beat you at being you. Oh yeah, if you went out there and you found your happy and now you're free to go be with whoever it is that you want to be with, why you still calling me? Why you still texting me? Why you still reaching out to me? Huh? Why you still smiling and grinning up in my face? Now, why you trying to finesse and find a way to reconnect with me? You wanted to be free, and now that I set you free, now here you go. Understand me? Go on over there and be free. Go on over there and do what you want to do. Understand me? This is what you have to do. You have to be willing to surrender it. You have to be willing to walk away from it. You have to be willing to let folk have the life that they say that they want to have. Understand me? It's nothing wrong with you walking away. And I need you to know that you have to destroy some relationships, some friendships, some social places that you hang out. You have to destroy that connection before that connection destroys you. You got to come out of that. That false sense of responsibility, you got to cut ties with that. That false sense of responsibility, like, well, if I don't do it, then who gonna do it? Let them figure it out. Send that one message, hey, so y'all better figure out about this, and that, and you step all the way out of it. I guarantee you'll watch how they call your phone. Watch how they text your phone. Watch how they start reaching out. But wait, no. Y'all got it? Since it's so easy to do, you do it. Since it's so easy to do, then you do it. Since it don't really require all that, then you handle it. I want to break like everybody else didn't had a break. I want to take time for myself like everybody else didn't take time for themselves. I want to do for me the same way everybody else be over there doing for themselves. Remember, everybody think that what you do is so easy until they have to do what it is that you do. Then all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God. Oh yeah, this is why you need to mind your own business. This is why you have to focus on your own life, because everybody's life look different from the outside of that thing. You don't know what it had to go through to get to where they are. You don't know the struggles. You don't know the late nights. You don't know the missed meals. You don't know the staring at the ceiling. You don't know what happened behind closed doors. People are never going to post, and they're never going to talk about the struggle that took place behind the scene. But because why? They want everybody to always think that they got it all the way together. They want people to always think, oh yeah, that it's happy, joy. And sometimes behind that smile, you have to know it's a whole lot of tears. Behind all of that well-dressed, nice bag, hopping out of a nice car, it's a sad story. Understand me? And some folk be hopping up out of some of the nicest cars. I need you to know that some of the nicest cars, dressed all the way down to the T, and was crying in the car all the way there. They got themselves together 5 minutes before they got there just to make sure that their eyes wasn't going to be swollen when they got out the car. Understand me? Some of them got them little patches sitting up in their car right now. As soon as they get back in the car, they're going to throw them patches right back on their eye, and they're going to cry all the way home. Understand me? You never know. This is why you have to focus on your own life. You're not responsible for somebody else's behavior. The only person that you are responsible for is yourself. And if you want to come up out of this, I need for you to understand, if you want to come up out of this, you have to be willing to do a full surrender. If you want to experience who and what God is in your life, you have to be ready to do a full surrender. You have to be ready to say, I'm willing to come all the way out of this. I'm willing to surrender all of this for the life that you want me to have. Understand me? We was just reading in Galatians and devotion devotion this morning where he said what? He says, the life that I used to live, I no longer live that life. Galatians 2:20. He says, I no longer live that life. That's not my life anymore. The life I live now is a life that is lived through Christ Jesus, which is now means what? It's no longer about my will. It's now all about his will. Understand me? I'm measuring my life, my thoughts, my words, my actions, all up against that word of God. I'm no longer out here just behaving any old kind of way. I'm not out here just doing any old thing. I'm not out here just running from here to there. And I'm no longer that individual. It has to come to a full stop. It has to come to a full stop. When you're ready to come out, you have to be ready to do a full surrender. A full surrender. A full surrender. When you're ready to come out, you have to be in a position in your life where you say, listen, I'm ready to go. Even if I got to go by myself, do it. If I got to do it by myself, stand. If I got to stand by myself, whatever it's going to be, that's what it's going to be. As long as I'm in your will, that's the only concern that I have. I just want to make sure that I'm not disappointing you. I want to make sure, understand me, that I'm not disappointing you, that I'm not stepping out of what it is that you want me to do and trying to fulfill my own desires. Understand me. That becomes your concern. That becomes your concern. Like, I want to make sure that whatever decision that I make, I'm not just making that decision because I want to fulfill my desires. I want to make sure that it's in alignment with the assignment that you placed on my life. I want to make sure that I'm moving according to your plan, right? So this is what we're talking about this week. We're talking about coming out, right? So in each one of my chats, I just want y'all to put, I'm coming out. I just want y'all to put, I'm coming out. And all week long, that's what we're going to be talking about, coming out. And I'm going to be giving y'all examples of folk inside of this word, understand me, that was in situations that we have been in. And guess what? And they came out. And being that we serve the same God, right? The same God that he was the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, the same way he brought them out, he's also willing to do what? He's also willing to bring us out. But in order, understand me, this is the thing. The door can be open. The door is always open. The same God that freed, we talked about last week, right? On Sunday, we talked about David. Right? We talked about the rock crying out. You know what I'm saying? We talked about God being the God of Exodus, right? We talked about them coming from Pharaoh's house. We talked about all of those people, but all of those people had one thing in common: their belief in God. They all trusted and believed in what God was talking about, right? So the thing about this is this right here, Candace. The door is always open. So that's the thing. Most of you guys are thinking that you're caged in. Some of you guys are thinking that you're stuck right there where you are. Laquetta, thank you so much. Is it Sharon? Laquetta Shannon, I appreciate you so much. Understand, the door is open. That's the tricky part of it. How is it that you still stuck when the door is open? How is it that you still feel caged in when the door is open? How is it that you still standing on the other side of that when the door is wide open, right? There's no prison like the prison of your mind. There's no prison like the prison of your mind. When you are caged in your mind, that's when you really got a problem. Understand me, because some of y'all not in bars. Your only bars you got is the bars that you got up here. You think that you cannot do it. You think that you cannot do it, therefore you don't get up to do it. The door open. You're free to go. You think defeat, so you live defeated. You think victim, so you live a victim lifestyle. You think you can't, so you can't. In order to win, come here, Cook, you got to think like a winner. In order for you to win, you got to think like a winner. You got to show up like a winner. When you walk in, it's not confidence, it's confidence. You walk in, head up, chest out. I came to win, baby. Understand me. My expectation is that I was going to win. Let's be real about it. When David went out there, the volunteer, understand me, to take out Goliath, he didn't go out there being cocky. He did not go out there being arrogant. It wasn't about his cockiness or his arrogance at all. He knew who he was in alliance with, right? He knew who he was in alliance with. He knew exactly who was rocking with him. He knew that that he was anointed already. He didn't go out there trying to be boastful. He didn't go out there trying to be prideful. He didn't go out there thinking, oh yeah, I'm David and I got it like that. Y'all know I already been anointed. I already had the oil dripping up off of me. No, let me tell you why. Because once he got anointed, he got sent right back out there to the field. David come from humble beginnings. Let's be real about it. David came from humble beginnings. So yes, he was anointed as a child, but after he got anointed, he got sent right back out there to tend to them sheep. Understand me? He got sent right back out there to finish the job that he was already out there doing. And mind you, when he got the anointing oil put on him, let's be real, he came in and he was the only one in there that wasn't showered up, that was not dressed. He came in there field funky. Okay, I'm just telling you what the scripture said. You can't get mad at me. What field funky? Now that's 2025 version. That's all coach right there. Feel funky. If you from the country, then you already know what I'm talking about. If you go outside and you outside playing outside and you walk in your mama's house or your big mama's house, what they say? Oh, you smell like outside. You smell just like outside. Where y'all at? Double tap on the screen if you know what I'm talking about. Send that love through there. You feel funky, baby. You've been out there running up and down playing in that field with your cousins. Y'all been playing kickball. Y'all been playing tag. Y'all out there hopscotching. Y'all sitting on the front porch playing with them jacks. Y'all smell just like outside. Right or am I right? This is what it is. So David is the only one, when he came inside the house, right? All the other brothers was already showered up. They was already in the clothes, dressed like they were going to be kings. They already had the oil and all the lotions and everything well moisturized, hair combed to the back. And I say this because the Bible describes that they were good looking men, that they was nicely built men. Understand me, they was over there getting their Vogue on. That's right, they was over there getting their Vogue mag on. And David coming there, sweat dripping off his brow because he out there tending to them sheep. If you ever been around a group of sheep, you already know. I just came from the fair with my baby. They stink real bad. All the animals. He coming there smelling like that. No shower, no hair comb, no new outfit, nothing but sweat on the brow and field funk on the skin, and is anointed and sit back out the door to go back to the job that he was doing before. David is coming from humble beginnings. Understand me? And that's just like most of us right now. Just because you feel funky, sis, don't mean that you're not anointed. Just because you ain't got to comb your hair in the way that you wanted it to be combed, it's not properly placed how you wanted it to be placed. Just because you're not looking like how everybody else think that you're supposed to be looking, that don't mean that you're not anointed. Just because you're not driving what everybody else is driving, just because your finances might not be looking like everybody else's finances in this moment, does not mean that you're not anointed. I want you to stop playing with yourself. I'm saying that to the folk that be playing with themselves. And I need for you to stop playing with yourself, number one. And number two, I need you to stop comparing your life into other people's lives. Stop looking at other people's lives and seeing what they got going on and thinking that you're not good enough based on their life. Understand me? Or thinking that you're not worthy based on their life, or just thinking that you're not working hard enough because you're looking at their life. Understand me? You don't know what happened behind the scenes that actually got them into the position that they're in right now. And not only that, you have to know the God that we serve. I said, what Calipo? Understand me? You got to know the God that we serve, Calipo. You got to know the God that we serve. The God that we serve can take you right here, right now on today, in this very hour. You can be in one place in life, and the moment that you walk up out of this live, then all of a sudden, you don't know what opportunity, what door, what yes, what blessing is actually going to be coming your way. And it might be after this live, it might be a month from now, it might be a week from now, or a year from now. Then all of us in your life have done a complete change. It's like night and day. You never saw that coming. Did not think that I could have that. Did not think that I could do that. Did not think that I'd be in this room. I did not think that I would be in this environment. Did not think that I would be in the whole marriage. Did not think that I would be happy again. Did not think I would have joy again. Did not think I would have peace again. Did not think that I would get this promotion. Did not think that they would take me off of the line and put me into a whole corner office. Never saw that coming. David was herding sheep. He ain't see King coming. That's a big old jump. You mean to tell? Wait, whoa. That's a big old jump right there, Christina. He was out there with the sheep. How you go from herding sheep to being told that you're gonna be king? Understand me? From herding sheep to being a king is something that whoa. That's a big old jump. You talking about a big jump? Understand me? Wait a minute. How in the world could this be? How could somebody go from out there in the field being a field worker to actually sitting up on a throne? This is the type of God that we serve. And we don't yet, when we read the story, we're not dissecting the story. We're not pulling out these key points like how we should. This man was out there, feel funky, and got anointed to be king right there where he at. God will bless you right there where you are. Understand me? You ain't got to have all of this and have all of that for God to say that he's going to use you. You ain't got to do all of this and do all of that for God to say that he's going to use you. All you have to have is a willing heart. That heart got to be in the right place. All you have to have is the right type of heart. Where your heart at? Does he have your heart? When he went out there to slay Goliath, that wasn't cockiness, that wasn't arrogance, that wasn't him showing off, that wasn't him trying to make a scene. He was confident in his alliance with the Most High God. He knew who he was in partnership with. He knew who had his back. So him stepping out of there, right? Him stepping out was him saying, you see what's happening in this moment, right? I feel like when he stepped out there, it was like, you see what's happening in this moment. And I call you because you are my vindicator. You're my vindicator. You're my protector. Understand me? You're my vindicator. You're my protector. You're the one that's responsible for making sure that you got my back. And you see what he's out here doing. He's out here taunting. He's out here picking. This is what he's doing. And we're going to have to bring this down right now. We're going to have to shut this down right now. And that's exactly what happened. Understand me? And that's exactly what happened. Goliath, a giant out there with his brothers. He's not even out there by himself. He got company. Understand me? So David, you're not afraid of getting jumped? You don't think that if all these giants jump you at one time that you're not going to go down? If you go out there, understand me, everybody else is standing around and they're watching. Everybody else is standing around and they're waiting on the show. This is what's happening in this moment. David, understand me, this is how you got to step out in your life. Everything around you might look like giants. Everything around you might look like it's overpowering you, that is bigger than you, that is stronger than you, that is more trained than you. Everything around you will look like a giant to you, but you still got to step out there with the same mentality that David stepped out there. And when you step out there, you got to step out there focused. Understand me? You got to step out there and you got to step out there and you got to be super focused in your life. Even though I'm facing the giant, even though I'm facing something that's bigger than me, more powerful than me, more trained than me. Understand? I get it. I'm just now coming into this life. I'm just now getting my feet wet. I get it. But you don't know how my heart is set up. I trust him so much that I'm willing to put it all on the line. David had to be willing to put it all on the line. Understand me? Could you imagine what he would have been feeling? The embarrassment if he would have got whooped out there? If he would have got whooped out there, the embarrassment that would have came from that. David was so locked in with God, he wasn't even thinking about that. That's what I'm telling you. You can't be afraid of being embarrassed. You can't be afraid of being humiliated. You can't be afraid of being laughed at. Go back to Noah. You think that Noah was out there, he was living in that. It's going to always be some people that's going to be looking at your life, that's laughing at your life, that's laughing and pointing their finger, that's murmuring and whispering behind your back, that's making subliminal posts about who you are, and what you're doing. It's always going to be a family group chat, a friend group chat that's always going to be whispering and talking about what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're not doing and how you need to do this more and do that more. It's going to always be some folk talking. That's going to be something that you will never be able to control. And you got to shut out all of that noise, all of that murmuring, all of that negativity. You got to shut all of that out. Why? Because that ain't going to add no value to your life. That ain't going to add no value to your life. And that's not going to take nothing away from your life if you don't eat it. If you don't eat it up, if you don't feed into it, if you don't give it your attention, it won't take nothing away from your life. Understand me? It won't stop nothing. It won't pause nothing. It won't slow nothing down unless you give it your attention. Stop giving those type of things your attention. When he went out there, when Noah was out there, he's building his ark and he's minding his business. If we go to Elisha, you think if they had over 800 false prophets out there, standing out there calling on Baal, and before it even got started, right? Now Elisha is over there at his altar, and here they are over there at their altar. If they got 800 of them, and you got Elisha and his couple folk out there, you don't think that them 800 was laughing at Elisha? You don't think that they was poking at Elisha? You don't think that they was over there talking about, yo, God ain't gonna do nothing? Oh, watch how this pan out. Oh, you going down. You don't think that Jezebel had already made up her mind what she was gonna do with Elijah? You think that? Come on, let's be real. You're gonna have to deal with some negative folk. They ain't going nowhere. And it don't matter how good you is to them. Hey now, say now, come here. Yeah, you're going to always be dealing with some negative folk, baby. And it don't matter how good you are to them. You can be so good to them and they'll still be negative. You can give them everything that they want and they'll still be negative. You can go outside of your way and you can make all kinds of sacrifices and they'll still be negative. When folk got a negative spirit about them, it's nothing that you can do about that other than stay away from them. That's it. That's all. When folk carrying that negative, always complaining, ain't never happy, always got an issue, always murmuring about something type of spirit, there's nothing that you can do about that other than keep your distance away from that individual. Why? Because you won't ruin my day because your day bad. You won't upset me because you upset. You will not drain me because you are draining. Understand me. You will not suck the very life up out of me. The only thing that you can do for those folks is stay all the way up out their face, all the way up out their way. And you know you're dealing with those type of individuals when their name come up on your screen and you over there trying to think, should I answer? Should I not answer? If you got a question, don't answer it. Hello, somebody. If you got a question, that relationship, that connection, if it automatically sends you into that mode of, do I want to deal with this right now? Am I in the mood for this conversation? Oh my God, if you start, don't even answer it. Don't even answer it. Don't even be bothered with it, because the only way to deal with these type of folk is to not deal with them at all. Understand me? Why? Because life is already hard. I don't need nobody connected to me that's going to make it harder. Life already hard, stuff already going on, and the last thing I want to be is somebody dumping ground. You're not about to bring that over here to me. You're not about to keep dumping on me. You're not going to keep ruining my day. I don't want to hear that all the time. If it's bothering you like that, pray about it. If it's upsetting you like that, fast about it. If it's under your skin like that, get into your word about it. That's what you go and do. Go seek God. Don't seek me. I'm just being real. Double tap on my screen. Hey now, say now, double tap on the screen. Oh, your life already hard, baby. I'm not trying to be connected to nobody that's going to make it harder. And when you're dealing with Debbie Downers, complaining, Cindy's, and always crying folk, always got an issue about something, that don't do nothing but make it harder. Understand me, the more you try to focus on the positive, all they keep doing is bringing up the negative. Thank you, April. Every time you try to move forward in life in some type of way, shape, or form, here they come, right? Here they come. Always, well, I don't know if that's going to work. Always got a question mark over their head. I don't know if that's going to work. I don't know if I'd do that if I was you. I don't know this and I don't know that. Thank you, Antonia. I appreciate you. I don't know. Baby, you don't know in your own life. I know what's good for me. Don't worry about me. It might not work for you because you already feeling defeated, but I'm not walking around with no defeated type of mindset. I'm not walking around. Thank you so much, Malika. I'm not walking around talking defeat, feeling defeat. I'm not walking around with that type of spirit. So you and that energy, y'all stay over there. Now imagine how Elijah felt out there. 800 false prophets over there laughing and joking. You think that he didn't feel a certain type of way? You're going to have to be willing to stand, understand me, and deal with all of that. You're going to have to be able to stand right there and trusting and believing and eyes focused right there on the front. What did he tell him? What he told Joshua? Do not look to the left and do not look to the right. Is that not what we learned last week? He said, listen, I want to tell you something. I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to be of good courage. Understand me. I want you to not be fearful, but be of good courage. He said this about 4 or 5 times in that one chapter, over and over and over. He kept telling him, do not be afraid, be of good courage. Do not be afraid, be of good courage. Then he proceeded to tell him, I don't want you looking to the left nor looking to the right. I want you to keep your eyes focused on your assignment. There's nothing over there for you. Hey now, say now. It ain't nothing over there for you. You've already seen what that life has to offer. That's the life that you've been living. Understand me? So if you seen that it wasn't add no value to your life when you was living it, what makes you think that looking over there, being over there right now is going to do you any justice? When you already see what it is going to do, if you already see how it's going to be, if you already been over there in it, then you already know that you ain't missing nothing. Keep your eyes forward. Understand me? Stay focused on your assignment. Stay focused on what it is that God has already called you to do. This is how we got to show up in this life, because I'm going to tell you right now, the enemy is working overtime. He's going all outside of his way to cause you to lose your focus, to grab your attention. He wants you to operate in fear, wants you to operate in panic, or wants you to walk around, run around here, scatterbrain all over the place. How I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that, how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to do that. Oh, that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to be in the state of panic. You owe it to yourself to relax. Release it. Relax. Release it. Get that thing to God. Get that thing to God. Make them folk question. How is it that you so calm? How you so relaxed like how you are? How you so calm? How you so relaxed like how you are? Do you not see what's going on? Do you not understand what's going on? I see what's going on. I understand what's going on. But I also understand my core values. God is aware. God is in control. I am with God. And as long as I'm with him, I am with him, I will succeed. What's happening with everybody else will not happen with me. I have exception. I have that attached to my name. It might happen to everybody else, but that right there, that ain't happening to me. Understand me? God is aware. God is in control. I am with him. And as long as I'm with him, I will succeed. And we've seen this with David out there with Goliath. We've seen this with Elisha out there calling down the fire. And we also saw this with the story of Joseph, right? Everything that he went through, we saw the success, and we didn't stop there. We also saw this with Moses as well. Remember, I talked about all of this on Sunday. We saw this with Moses. Moses went over to the rock. The people are out there and they're crying, oh, we want some water. We want some water. We are so thirsty. We are so thirsty. Never in a million years have you seen a rock cry water. That's not how this works. Understand me? A rock is a rock. This is what it does. If anything, rock will hold water into place and allow it. Anytime you go to a waterfall, you see a bunch of rocks. You see a bunch of rocks, and the water is within that barrier of the rocks, right? But you ain't never seen nobody speak to a rock and the rock cry. You've never seen anybody strike a rock and the rock cry. Understand me? But the people are out there, and with the story of Moses, right? And they're out there and they're murmuring, oh, we're so thirsty. We're so thirsty. There's no way that you brought us out of Pharaoh's house and brought us out here so that we could become unalive in the wilderness. Oh my God, you should have just left us right there where we are. Moses and all of his frustration dealing with the negative folk. If I was Moses, that's why I ain't Moses. That's exactly why I ain't Moses. Because me, I would have left him. I would have left them right on over there where they was. God, you know what? Because Moses was praying so many times, and I've noticed that when he was going up there praying, he kept saying stuff like, why you gave me these people? Did y'all notice that when you was reading the scriptures? Did y'all read? No, Moses did. He asked him that. He asked God that a couple of times, not one or two, but a couple of times. He said, well, why you gave me these people? Why you gave me these people? Every time that Moses went up to that mountain to go pray, he was up there frustrated with those folks. Understand me? A lot, didn't he? Michelle, he was for real. He was so sick of them folk, and Joshua was sick of them too. Understand me? So we know the type of folk that they was out here dealing with. These were some ungrateful individuals. These were some complaining individuals. These were some never satisfied type of folk that Joshua and Moses had to deal with out here. Understand, this was out of this control. Now Moses is over here, and he goes over there and he strikes the rock. When he strikes the rock, what happened? Here come the water. Thank you, Andrews Bennett. I appreciate that CA this morning. He strikes the rock and they go to water. He strikes the rock and they go to water. Understand me? You ain't never known a rock to cry out, right? You've never known for that to happen. And I'm saying that to say that God will always make a way, but you have to have that level of faith. When I told you, I put in the chat, crazy faith. This is the season of crazy faith. Even though I know that I see all the things that's happening right now in life, I see how it's happening. I see the panic. I see the fear. I see the stress. I see the anxiety. I see everybody holding their head right now because they just don't even know what to think. I get that. I see that. But I also know the God that I serve. serve, and I know he's bigger than it. Understand? He's bigger than it. He's bigger than it. Yes, bigger than every obstacle. He's bigger than every trial. He's bigger than every tribulation. He's bigger than every dark hour. He's bigger than all of this. Understand me? My God is so much bigger. He's so much bigger. And because I know who I am with, I'm not worried about who's against me. Because I know who I am with, I'm not worried about who is saying what. Because I know who I am in alliance with, who I'm locked in with, I'm not worried about what they do and how they do it. That's not my concern. Understand me? My concern is keeping my eyes forward, not looking to the left nor to the right, not giving my time, my energy, or my attention to anything that's not a part of my assignment. If it's not keeping me in alignment, then it's not my assignment. Understand me? If it's not keeping me in alignment, then it's not my assignment. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's red ink for somebody right there. If it's not keeping me in alignment, then it's not part of my assignment. That ain't got nothing to do with me right there. I cannot afford to be distracted with that right there. I can't give no attention to that right there. If that's not keeping me in alignment, then it's not a part of my assignment. And that's what God was telling Joshua when he said, don't look to the left, don't look to the right, but focus. Focus on what? The mission. I'm going to spoon feed you all the instructions. When you get to this place, I'm going to give you what you need. When you get to that place, I'm going to give you what you need. All I need you to do is follow every single thing that I tell you. In the same way that I was with Moses, I'm going to also be with you. The same way that I was with Moses and I opened doors for Moses and created ways for Moses is the same way that I'm going to open doors and create ways for you. But I need for you to be locked in. I need you to be locked in. I need you to follow the lead. I need you to follow every single rule, every single law that Moses put out there. I need you to honor all of those things. And as long as you do that, then you will be successful in all that you do. Understand me? And that's for us right now here today. Our job is to be in alignment with the Most High. Our job is to make sure that we're locked in, to make sure that we're super focused, to make sure that we're ready to surrender it all. And when I say surrender it all, I'm talking about even your favorite may have to go. If they're not in alignment with your assignment, I'm talking about even though your heart is still in it and all of that, you still got to snip. You still got to get up out of there. Understand me? Why? Because the door is wide open and it's just waiting on you to exit. One thing about the God that we serve is he's going to always give you what? He gives you free will. If you want to go, then go. And if you want to stay, then you're going to stay. But that's going to be all left up to you. These folks here, understand me. If you decide that I'm over here and I'm complacent in the life that I'm in and I just want to sit right here because this is what Big Mama them did and this is how they lived their whole entire life, then guess what? You just took yourself all the way out the game. Why? Because you accepted defeat. You accepted defeat. You accepted that life, that stuck, stagnant life. That's not something that you had to take. That's something that you made a divine right of choice and say, I want to stay right here. Notice the arrow. You could have came right on up out of there. You could have followed this arrow right on up out the door. But because you decided, oh, I don't want to do that. Why? The work. Most folk are lazy. They're lazy and they're complacent. They procrastinate and they think that they got forever. So they never move. They never reach their fullest potential. They never live a life that is full because they've already accepted half empty. They never live a life that's full because they've already accepted half empty. They're complacent right there where they at. In order for you to get your stuff, you have to be willing to come out the door. You have to be willing to leave. You have to be willing to leave all your old life. All the things that's no longer servicing your greater good. You have to be willing to walk away from these things. Let's just say you have to be the family, the friends, the church, the job, the relationship, the situationship. You have to be willing to surrender all of that for the brand new. And the great thing about this brand new over here, notice how I made more boxes, because anytime that you step out in faith, you're also stepping out in what? An overflow. God is not going to only just give you enough. He's going to always give you more than enough. All of your stuff is waiting on you. All this love is waiting on you. Yeah, that's telling my age right there. You got to be 40-something to know something about that right there. That was the jam back in the day. All of your stuff is over here and it's waiting on you. But if you still over here inside the cave, refusing to come out, understand me, if you still sitting over here trying to get folk on board, if you still over here playing around with folk, trying to convince folk, trying to get them to see it how you see it and to do what you want to do, then guess what? You're going to miss out on all of your stuff. You're going to miss all of your stuff because you're sitting over there trying to figure out how can I get them on board? How can I get them to understand? How can I get them to accept it? And some folk, no matter how well you teach it, no matter how well you put it together, no matter how great the illustration is, they'll still stand over there with their hand over their eyes. Why? Some folk choose to be blind. Some folks, ain't nothing wrong with your vision, but you won't take your hands off the cross in front of your eyes. Some folks, y'all see what it is. You know what it is. You know exactly what it is. You're choosing not to see it. You choosing not to see it. You choosing not to understand it because you know if you see it for what it really and truly is, you need to been gone yesterday. Understand me? You're choosing to play a person that is ignorant because you know, accepting the fact that you really do understand it. Good morning, Shirley. How you doing? If you know that if you was really honest with yourself and you said what it really is, you know how crazy that you would really look. You know how down bad you would really look. And you don't want to accept the fact of, man, listen, if I'm really honest about what's going on in my life, if I'm really real about what's going on in my life, I really am over here settling for less than what I deserve. If I'm really real about what's going on in my life, if I'm really honest about what's going on in my life, I really don't know my worth. I really don't know my value because a person that know their worth, that know their value, they would not even be tolerating the things that I'm tolerating. They would not be putting up with what it is that I'm putting up with. So what you do, you take that cloth and you tie it over your own eyes. You blind by choice. Understand me? You blind by choice. You over there playing pretend. You acting like you don't see what you know that it is that you really do see. And even though people in your life that love you, they're trying to hold you accountable and they telling it to you, you over there trying to create fake beef with them. You over there trying to, oh, you just hating on me. You hating on my relationship. You hating on my friendship. You don't want me to have nobody and this and that. And they just saying, no, I'm telling you what it really is because you're trying to act like you don't see it. And so what they do, they take it a step further and start giving you examples. See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. And you still trying to act like you don't see it. Them type of folk, you have to leave them right there where they at. They are very much knowledgeable of what it is that they dealing with. They ain't ready to go yet. When a person, they ain't ready to go to yet. Understand me, some folk don't want to heal. Some folk don't want to grow. Some folk don't want to live their very best life. Understand me, they just want attention. And as long as you continue to run after them, as long as you continue to baby them, as long as you continue to play that mother role or that father role in their life, then that's exactly what they'll do. I want you to hear me when I say this. Another person's trauma is not your responsibility to fix. Understand me, another person's trauma is not your responsibility to fix. And that's going to piss a whole lot of people off because a lot of y'all right now, the only reason why you still in the relationship with some of these people is because you feel obligated to help them because you didn't trick yourself into thinking that you got this healing spirit. Like, I know I can't just leave them like how they are and I can't just walk away from them right now because I feel like people gonna be looking at me like I'm so wrong and I done left them at the worst time of their life and I done left them and they in a bad situation. Baby, not my circus, not my clown. Understand me. You chose to stay there because if you chose to be right there because if you want to change your life, if you want to change your life, all you got to do is get up and go. Understand me. If you want something better for your life, then you have to get up and you have to work towards that better that's in your life. I don't care nothing about what nobody's saying. If I left them and I did, you go help them. You so concerned about the condition that I left them in, you go help them. Yeah, if you so concerned, if you so bothered by how I left them, you go help them. That's not my job. Your trauma, your pain, your past life, things that you're dealing with in your life, that's your responsibility to fix, not mine. I'm not going to walk around here sad and depressed. I ain't got no mama issues, but I'm dealing with you and your mama issues. I ain't got no daddy issues, and I'm dealing with you and your daddy issues. I came up in a pretty good family, and now I'm over here dealing with you and all this crap that you got coming over here. Now I'm feeling like I'm living the same life that you live because I care about you. Oh, baby, the devil devil is a lie. I'm not taking on nothing that don't belong to me. And this is the reason why I tell y'all all the time, do not get into relationships with folk who got unhealed trauma, who are still going through things in their life. Understand me, because that right there, that's not going to do nothing but distract you and yours. That's not going to do nothing but pull you down in yours. Understand me. Wait until you heal. Wait until you at your best self. Wait until you're really in a position where you know who you are, and what you got going on in your life. That's not, no. Because if I accept you in your broken state, I'm gambling with myself. Hello. That's right. If I accept you in your broken state, then I'm gambling with myself. And I tell people this all the time. I don't care how nobody feel about it. I'm gambling. You're gambling, baby. You're gambling. Why? Because everybody wants you when they broken. When you got something that they need, yeah, everybody wants you when they broken. When they broken and they down bad, oh, they'll smile and grin in your face all day long. They'll send you all those paragraphs of how appreciative that they are. You'll get a good morning text, a good afternoon text, or have you eaten a day text. You'll get all of that. What's your favorite color? So they can send you your favorite thing and all of this. They'll be so attentive. They'll be so all into you. And then the moment that they start growing and they start evolving and they start healing from that thing that had them broken, then you will notice that them paragraphs will get shorter and shorter until before you know it, they won't be coming at all. All of a sudden, they didn't forgot your whole favorite color. The last time you got flowers was the last time that you got flowers. Hello, somebody. All of a sudden, right? Because they lose interest. They were only interested in you while they were down bad. They was only interested in you while they was broken. And then the moment that they start actually growing and evolving in life, they realize you're not my type. You're not my type, and I really don't want no relationship right now. And here you are. Then stop living your life. Then stop doing everything that you needed to do in your life. You didn't slow down all of that because you were trying to be present for somebody that was going through something. So you didn't do what you needed to do because you were so wrapped up in trying to make sure that they were okay that you didn't realize that you was helping them, and that was destroying you. Understand me? And that's how the enemy operates. You helping them, they're destroying you. Now here you are. Mad as all get out. It's a gamble. You have to stay focused in life. Understand me? It's a gamble. And that should not be something that you want to play with. If you want to play with something, don't let it be your life. If you want to play with something, don't ever let it be your life. Understand me? When it comes down to your life, you have to make up your mind that this is serious business. This is serious business. My life, my heart, oh baby, this is serious business. And I don't want to deal with nothing or nobody that think that this is a game. That think that this is a game. I'm not doing that. I'm not dealing with nothing or nobody that think that this right here, that this is a game. When you are locking in with Christ, when you are locking in with Christ, you're no longer stepping up to the plate and representing yourself. Now you are representing the Most High God. When you say that I'm in alliance with you, that I accept this life, you are now saying that this is not my life, is now no longer my own, but it's you. Understand me? I have to represent you, and me representing you means that I have to have some level of standards, some morals in my life, that I can't just be out here doing no any and everything anymore. You have to be willing to lay all of that to rest, to put all of that down, to separate yourself from all of that. You have to be willing to walk out. Everything that you need is on the other side of that door. Everything that you need is on the other side of that door. Says, thank you, Roxanne. I appreciate that, CA, sweetheart. Are you willing to walk out that door? Are you willing to separate yourself? Are you willing to destroy that thing before that thing destroys you? Because God is not going to force you. We do not serve a will-breaking God. Understand me, He's not going to break your will. The door is open, and can you imagine how this is how you look? This is the door, and this is you. This is the door, and this is you. Do you see how close that actually is? Do you see how close that is? Some of us are so close to the door that it's embarrassing to say that you won't even walk out. You so close to that door. You right there. All you got to do is take like a step, maybe two, and you will be all the way on the outside of the door. Some of y'all are that close, and instead of you walking out, you done sat down. Understand me? You remember back in the day when we were kids and mom and them used to be having those house parties? parties. They'll have the house party and you hear all the music and all the stuff that's going on outside the house. I come from a family that did house parties, right? Understand me? Yeah, I'm telling you. So everybody, all your uncles, all your cousins, everybody that was older than you, all of them, they out there. Remember the little things that hang down in front of the door? Those little loud things that every time you walk through it, you heard it. They shingle it. It was almost like the chimes, but they wasn't chimes because they went inside your house. And so what would you do? You would sit crisscross applesauce. You would sit right there in the doorway and you would watch everything that's going on the outside. You would watch everything. You'll watch them out there dancing, and they got the Patti LaBelle going. They got the Stephanie Mills going. They got the Luther Vandross playing. They got all the jams, all the old jams going out there. Anita is also on there. They playing Anita too. You know what I'm saying? They out there, they jamming. They got all the disco music, all of that stuff. It's going off, and you just in the door, and you out there looking at it back and forth, right, and praying that they don't see you in the doorway because they out there doing some stuff that you know they ain't got no business doing. Understand me? So you out there and you looking and you doing this. Some of y'all, that's where you at in your life. You just sitting at the doorway, and instead of you stepping out the door, you just sitting out there watching. You just sitting in the door watching, afraid to come out the door. Stuck as that little boy, that little girl who was going to be disciplined from walking outside that door. You're not that little boy. You're not that little girl anymore. You're not going to get in trouble because you come outside the door. Understand me? Get up. All you have to do is stand to your feet and walk out the door. See, back then when you was a baby, they didn't want you to have that. You could not come out there. You was too young for that. And if they caught you outside that door, they would whoop you all the way back into your room. Understand me? And some of y'all are still thinking that somebody's going to whoop you back into that room, that they going to get on you if you come out of the door. Understand me? You're an adult now, and it's okay for you to step outside of that door. All of the stuff, all of your stuff is waiting on the outside of that door. You don't have to stand right here anymore and just peek out. You don't have to stand right there anymore and just looking around, seeing what other folk got going on. No, you can get up and you can step outside of that door and you can go and enjoy life. You can step out of that door and you can live a life that is full. You can go out there and get your joy. Go out there and get your peace. Go out there and get your sound mind. Understand me? You can, free that little boy, free that little girl, stand to your feet and step outside of that door. It's okay. You ain't seen your best yet. If I'm being real about it, you ain't seen your best yet. A lot of us don't even understand that. A lot of us don't even understand that we ain't even seen our best yet. Understand me? Because we haven't surrendered everything yet. The moment that you surrender everything, you ain't even seen your best yet. You ain't even seen what God is about to do. Understand me? We learned last night in boot camp what? Predetermined plan. God has a predetermined plan for our life. A predetermined plan in our life, which means what? Nothing is happening in our life by happenstance or coincidence, right? This is all divine order right here. Everything that I'm going through, every trial, every tribulation, every dark hour, everything that I face, this is predetermined. You already knew that I was going to come to this place. You already knew that I was going to experience this, right? So now that we know that all of this is predetermined, all we got to do is choose him. And the moment that you choose him, then you choose to be victorious. You choose to be more than a conqueror. You choose to be successful. But if you're in that situation and you choose defeat, then the defeat is exactly what you're going to have. But there's nothing happening in your life right now that wasn't already predetermined. Yeah. Baby, you right where you're supposed to be. How you handle the situation right there where you at, it's up to you. How you view it, how you handle it, what you do with it, it's all up to you. I want you to understand, predetermined. You're not there. You're not in that place where you at right now by happenstance or by coincidence. This right here is divine order. It's predetermined by God. Understand me? The same way he placed Adam and Eve inside of the garden and told them, hey, look, go have at it. Go have at it. Go do whatever it is that you're going to do. Enjoy yourself. But the moment that you decide that you want to step into your own and do your your own thing, it's the moment that you're going to deal with the consequences of your actions. But if you stay in my will, if you continue to do what I instructed you to do, follow my guidance for your life, then baby, all you're going to do is enjoy all of this right here. Everything that is mine is going to be yours. Everything that I have is going to be yours. See, you live a life when you living it on your own, you live a life that is full of limitations. There's only so far that you can go. There's only so much that you're able to do. But when you are in alignment with me, when you are locked in with me, in that moment, you have to understand that those limitations, they are removed up off of your life. And I can move supernaturally inside of your life. I can make things happen in your life that'll blow your mind. I can make things happen in your life. I can put folks in your life that'll take you to that next level. Understand me, that'll put you in places and spaces that you could have only imagined, only saw in your dreams. When you are in alliance with me, when we're locked in, when you sign that spiritual contract with me, you're relinquishing that life that is filled with limitations, and you're accepting this life right here where you are able to enjoy the fullness. I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. Might means that you have to play a part in this. I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. I come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. That might is saying you have to be willing to do something. Understand me. That might is going to be based on the work that you're willing to do. It's going to be based on, are you really ready to surrender it all? If you're ready to surrender it all, then you're going to have a life that is full of abundance. But that's all based on you. How bad do you want this thing? What are you willing to give up for this thing? What sacrifices are you willing to make for this thing? This thing called life. You are deserving of a beautiful life. You are deserving of healthy connections. You are deserving of healthy love. You are deserving of people to have in your life that celebrate you and not tolerate you, not use and abuse you, not take advantage of who and what you are. Understand me, you are deserving of beautiful things. But if you don't see it that way, you will never experience it. If you don't go out there and get that for yourself, then you will never have that. People are not going to just show up at your door with it. No, people will use and abuse you for as long as you allow it. People will take advantage of you for as long as you allow it. If you allow them to continue to behave that way, that's exactly what you're going to get from those individuals. You have to be willing to step outside of that door and break that cycle. You have to be willing to step away from the norm into the unknowing. You have to step out into that unknowing. I don't know what's going to be out here, but I'm trusting and believing God. I don't know how this is going to work out, but I'm trusting and believing God. That's why, this is a faith walk. I don't know what it's going to do. But me sitting inside of here ain't going to tell me. I don't know what it's going to do. I don't know how it's going to do it. But I know that me sitting over here procrastinating, making excuses is not going to get the job done. If I want something done, I have to be willing to get up and get to it. I have to be willing to get up and get to it. I have to be willing, understand me, to play my part, to do exactly what it is that I'm supposed to do. You have to be willing to come out. God is not going to drag you out. Understand me. He ain't going to drag you out. He's just going to, as long as you're in there, as long as you're inside of this cave, you're going to deal with the consequences of this cage. Understand me. That's notes right there for somebody. Understand, God is not going to drag you out. He's not going to push you out. But as long as you decide to be in this cage, you're going to deal with everything that comes along with this cage. Whether that's disappointment, whether that's heartache, whether that's betrayal, whether that's constant letdown, whether that's mental abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, whatever comes along with this cage is what you're going to be dealing with until you decide to take that leap of faith. Understand me, that leap of faith to say, I'm coming up out of that. I'm freeing myself from that. And that door is wide open. All you got to do is exit. God ain't hurting you. He's not harming you. That's not in his nature. Everything that you're going through, you're going through because of your own decision making. As long as you decide to stay in that same environment of relationship, that same environment of friendship, that same environment of familyship, that same environment of jobship, of church, or whatever it is, as long as you decide to stay inside that cage, you're going to deal with the consequences of that cage. As long as you decide to stay inside of that, understand me, everything that comes along with that is what you're going to deal with. But the moment that you, understand me, pick yourself up and dust yourself off and you step outside of that is the moment that you're going to experience every single thing that happens over here as well. When you're here, you deal with the consequences of the cage. When you're here, you deal with the benefits of the blessing, the benefits of being in alignment, the benefits of being connected to the Most High God. But the decision is always yours to make. You're either going to sit crisscross applesauce right here at the door, like that child back in the day, peeking out to see what everybody's doing, what they enjoying, the time that they having. You're either going to be that child, or you're going to stand up on your feet, and you're going to walk out. Are you coming out or not? Are you accepting the fact that God has something bigger and better for your life or not? Because it's going to be all left up to you. If you want that life of abundance, it's going to be up to you. This week, we're going to be talking about I'm coming out. This whole entire week, we're going to be talking about I'm coming out. And I'm going to be giving you guys examples of people that were in tough situations, right? Tough situations and how they came out. And I don't know if you guys paid any attention to it or not. Today, I gave you some examples of some folk that we talked about on Sunday. But I also gave you some examples of yourselves, right? I hope you guys put yourselves in some of these scenarios and said, oh, you know what? That's me. That's how I think. That's how I be doing. And I don't mean to, but that's just who I am. And I hope you saw yourself in that to say that I got to break out of that cycle. Antonia Morgan, thank you so much. I got to break out of that cycle of thinking. I got to free myself from that because yes, that's me. You was on my toes because I'm thinking to myself like, what's stopping me from bidding for that next job? What's stopping me from leaving this relationship? What's stopping me from not dealing with this friend group that's messy? Who's stopping me from telling my friends, my family, all of these people that I need a break from everything and everybody? I don't need nobody to need me for a while because I need me. What's stopping me from being able to prioritize myself? What's stopping me from being able to prioritize my own spiritual practices and me doing what's best for me without having to worry about the negativeness coming from all of them? What's stopping me from doing that? Nothing is stopping you but you. So today, on Tuesday, we start with you. Tomorrow, we go on with Lazarus. So y'all get prepared. We're going in Lazarus. We're going in John chapter 11. And I'm going to start at verse 17. And when I say we're going to have somebody every day. We're going to have a different individual that was in a very challenging situation, right? And we saw how they came out of that situation. We see how they not only came out, but how they walked out. On Sunday, we talked about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. We talked about Daniel in the lion's den. We talked about Moses giving them the water and the water crying out. We talked about all of these people who experienced a great exit, right? We talked about all of these people who experienced a great exit. And on today, I gave you insight on how we right now in 2025 can make a decision to make that exit even in our own lives. Understand me? Because one day somebody's going to open up the book and we're going to be the characters in the book. How do you want your character to be represented? How do you want your character to be represented? When they speaking about you and speaking about your life and what it was that you was doing in your life, do you want people to sit there and say, oh, they was a coward? Understand me, they would never take any chances. They was a coward. They was weak-minded. They was gullible. They went with the flow of things. Whatever somebody told them, they just went with that. They just dealt with that. Or do you want people to open up that book and when they come to your name, they see that you was brave. They see that you was a trailblazer. They see that you was a risk taker. They see that you were one of those ones that did not mind standing out even if you had to stand by yourself. How do you want that book to read? How do you want it to read when it comes to your chapter? What do you want it to say when your name is mentioned? Do you want it to say that you just wasted your time here? That you was the go with the flow type of individual? Wherever the wind blew, that's where they went. Followed the crowd. They didn't have a mind of their own. Lived their whole life as a people pleaser. As long as everybody else was happy, they was happy. As long as everybody else had joy, they was. No, I'm not that individual. Y'all can call me selfish all y'all want to. I'm not concerned in my life with making everybody else happy. If I'm not happy, I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you right now, I think that is the craziest thing ever. And people be saying that like it's a compliment. As long as their family was happy, they was happy. Baby, the devil is a lie. All of y'all will be pissed off dealing with me. And I'm going to be happy as all get out. My priority is making sure that I'm happy. Understand? To make sure that I'm happy, to make sure that I got joy, to make sure I got peace. What I look like making sure everybody else is satisfied in life and I'm over here unhappy as all get out. I'm making sure everybody got smiles on their faces, but then I'm walking around sad, mad, and depressed. I'm going outside my way to make sure that everybody else is joyous. Understand me? And I'm over here, you know what I mean, barely making it in life. Baby, the devil is a lie. You got to find you somebody else to manipulate because you can't do that with me over here. Baby, I can't be a good you for you until I'm a good me for me. I can't be a good nothing to nobody else until I'm a good everything that I need to be for me. If I'm not happy in my own life, if I don't have what I need in my own life, ain't no need in nobody else thinking that I'm about to come up and make their life a pillow of very pink roses and soft and plush and whatnot. Baby, you're not about to get that from me. I'm just trying to tell you how can you do that? How can you do that? Even the Bible says charity starts at home. I got to take care of my own house first. I got to take care of me first. Understand me? I got to take care of my own life first. I got to make sure I can't be that for you. If I'm not that for me, then that means I'm a hypocrite. I'm telling you to do something that I don't do. Y'all ain't know. Yeah, that's fresh off the press. That is very hypocritical. Lena Love, I ain't never thought about that. That's hypocritical. Ain't it? Think about it. That is very hypocritical. Hey now, say now. Very much, right? If you think about it, if you over here, very hypocritical. I'm telling you to do something, to be something, to live a way, but I'm not living that way. Everybody else happy, joy. You know what I'm saying? And you over there sad, mad, and depressed and walking around with a mask on, pretending to be something that you're not. That's very hypocritical. Very much so. You are pretending. You're lying to yourself. Fresh off the press. We're going to begin John chapter 11. I'm going to start from 11. It's going to be from 11. I'm going to start at verse 17. And we're going to get into Lazarus. We're going to get the background story of Lazarus. We would have did this today, but like I told y'all, it ate up all my notes. I don't know where my notes and stuff went to. So today, we just went with what God had, right? So we just went straight off the dome today. So this is what we talked about today. And so I made it all personable about you. And I showed you in the Bible, different scriptures inside the Bible with where, you know, we see people that went through certain situations, experienced certain hardships in their life, and they still came out, right? So we still went through our illustration. Our illustration will be this for the rest of this week. I might tweak it a little bit based on what God gives me throughout the week, because I definitely believe in being sensitive to the Spirit and allowing Him to give instructions, because y'all are His people, not mine. So I'm here to teach from what He gives from through me to you. That's all I can do. So I'll get into that on tomorrow. We're going to get into Lazarus. Who was Lazarus? What was his relationship with Christ, right? And what was the story really about? Like, how did this really unfold, right? Because I'm going to be going through each and every one of these stories, and we're going to have some different people that we're going to be talking about this week. Lazarus just happened to be the first one on the list. But we're going to have some different folks that we're going to talk about that was facing hardship, that was facing trying times, right? That was facing some hard times, some trying times, and was like, wait a minute, how did they come out of this? How did they survive this, right? So we're going to get into some of this week, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is going to be a time, because I got a whole lot. I already had my people wrote down, the ones that I'm going to be teaching this week. I had my people wrote down. Like I said, I started working on this already. So I had my people already wrote down. So I'm just dividing up the stories and putting it to where I can get on here and make sure that we go. Y'all know I love to go scripture for scripture. So this is what we're going to be talking about. I'm coming out. We are going to come out of 2025. And when we come out of 2025, we will be walking into that newness of life. And I thank God for this as well, because I believe that this was given because this is towards the end of this year, right? And just letting people know you don't have to walk out of this year, right, the same way that you walked into it. You don't have to walk out of this month. You don't have to walk out of this day the same way that you walked into it. Even though you may have woke up this morning and your heart was heavy and you was feeling something negative, you can change that right now. You can change that right now and say, you know what? I'm walking out of that mood. I'm walking out of that negative mood. I'm walking out of that negative mindset. I'm walking out of that frustration. I'm walking out of that anger. I'm about to free myself from that right now. Even though I may have thought that was going to have a hold on me all day long and I was going to be frustrated all day long, you know what? I speak against that. I speak against that. I'm going to dust myself off right now, and I'm going to make sure that I step into the newness of life. I step into that newness of life. Take back your power. Right? Because you have that divine right to be able to do so. I love each and every one of you guys, and I want you guys to have an amazing, amazing day on today. And like I said, we're going to get into Lazarus, who he was, his relationship with God. And then we're going to go down. We're going to start in John chapter 11, and we're going to start at verse 17. So we're going to get into that on tomorrow. And when I tell y'all this is juicy, it really and truly is, man. This is juicy. So we're going to have us a good time over here going through this right here, and also through the rest of the people that we got for this weekend as well. I don't know how long this series is going to last. Just know this is where we at, right? I don't know how long this series is going to last. Normally we go 4 or 5 days with one, but this is really, really meaty. So we're going to see how it's going to go. But y'all, it's important that everybody that is here, that you show up every single day. Bring your notebooks, bring your ink pens, bring your highlighter, because you don't want to miss none of the information. That way, when you go back into your notes, you're able to flip through and you're able to see everything that was taught, right? You're able to sit back and see everything that is taught. So make sure you show up every day to make sure that your notes are in order, right? Because I got so much information. I may not be able to go back like how I normally do, go back over and then go into. I'm going to have to start fresh every single day because we have so much information. We got a lot. We got a lot of information, but I love you guys. Every single day that you wake up and you put 10 toes to the ground, I want you to sweat yourself. Tell yourself how beautiful you are and how much you love you, because it's no love like self-love. And you first have got to love yourself way before you're able to love anybody else. Of course, it's your favorite online motivational speaker and life coach. It's your girl and evangelist. It's your girl, street poet. I love you guys, and I want you guys to have a beautiful day. Remember what I told you. If you don't like the mood that you're in, walk out. If you don't like how you're feeling in this moment, you have the power to change that. If you want to have a great day, an amazing day, you can. And it doesn't matter what's happening right now, because it's not about what it looks like. When you are in alignment with the Most High God, you have to know that looks are deceiving. It may look defeated right now. You might look like it's not going to work right now. It might look like I'm not going to make it right now. But God has a way of turning that thing all the way around for you. But you have to be willing to do your part. You have to be willing to do your part, okay? Despite the situation, despite what it looks like, despite what they said, God has the final say. He is in control. Okay? Have the day that you deserve. And you deserve to have a beautiful day. It's your responsibility to make sure that it is that way. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. This Sunday, real quick, this Sunday, we will not have Sunday service on Sunday. We'll have Sunday service on Saturday. Saturday at 12 p.m. We will not have Sunday service on Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have it on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be a switch. I'm actually going to my mother's my mother's a pastor. She's having her pastor's appreciation in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And then I found, I got invited to come, but I did not realize, right? I did not realize that I was going to be speaking. So it went from me just going to support her to actually be going to give words of encouragement at her pastor's appreciation service. I mean, I guess it makes sense if your daughter's an evangelist and you having a pastor appreciation. Why would you have somebody else giving you words of encouragement? But I didn't realize that that's what she was asking me to do at first. So I didn't tell you guys that. I only told you guys that I was going. So now I know what it is that I'm actually going to do. So yeah, so I will be there. So Cedar Grove AME Zion. I will be coming back. I used to go to Cedar Grove when I was younger. Like I wasn't a member of the church, but we used to go there because we was a part of that conference and whatnot. So it's going to be totally different to be able to go back as an evangelist. You know what I mean? It's going to be totally different because when I was there, I was just I was over the children's church. So it's going to be different. I would love to connect with you. Yeah, just let me know. So instead of us having service on Sunday, we will be having it on Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, okay? And that's going to be on TikTok. It's always on TikTok. It's on TikTok and on the gram. TikTok and on the gram. So it would be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Saturday instead of Sunday because I will be at Cedar Grove AME Zion on this Sunday for her pastor's appreciation. So we're going to do that. And I'll also be speaking, you know what I mean? One thing I did not know, y'all, is that when you become an evangelist, your job change. Right. I was just telling them the other day I got a lot of different jobs because I run a t-shirt company, which is She King Printing. So I run a t-shirt company. I also do online creation. Right. And I'm also a motivational speaker. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm also a life coach. And, you know what I'm saying? And I'm an evangelist. I got a lot going on here. But I did not realize that once you became an evangelist that, you know, you also get, you know, you get the invites to come to funerals and whatnot as well. So somebody passed away and I was asked to come and do the speaking for that as well. So I'm going to be doing that Saturday, but that will follow my service. So I'm going to have service on Saturday, right? I'm going to have service on Saturday. And then once I leave service, then I'm going to go and I'm going to leave service and then I'm going to go and speak at the funeral immediately following that. Yeah, man, I didn't know that. So I did not know that was going to be happening. So yeah, man, like I'm like, what? So yeah, I didn't know that that's what we do, but apparently that's what we do, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to give some words of encouragement over there at the funeral as well. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'm excited about it because I want, you know, I'm one of those people that you know, if you're a part of my chosen family, then you guys know how I feel about grief, and I think that, you know, we as a people have to learn to grieve differently, only because we've been taught, you know, to grieve in a way that keeps us stuck, that keeps us stagnant. So like, you know, whenever I am invited to speak at these types of engagements, you know what I mean? I know that it's just God's way of saying, hey, look, we need for people to know that, you know, you grieve, but you got to keep going. You grieve, but you have to keep going. The subscribe is unavailable to join. I don't know why. Why is it saying that? I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know, maybe update your thing, update your pet, because it should allow you to subscribe on TikTok. My subscribers have been popping in all day. We was just on devotion this morning. I don't know why it's did yours like that. Update your thing to see if it'll allow you to do it, right? So I love you guys, and I want you guys to have an amazing day, right? And I want you guys to have an amazing day. Y'all be good, and I'll talk to you guys soon, all right? So I'll talk to y'all later. I love y'all.